Alright, rolling. First and foremost, I'm going to say Kalim Yahweh Shem Yahushua Hashem HaKakwadash, and double honors to the elders and apostles, the great millstones who rule and teach well. Tells upon you. Check it out in the video. Lord, and get find full luck. I'm just going to get into Proverbs, the first chapter. Okay, around the 19th, the 20th verse. Wisdom crieth without, she uttereth her voice in the streets. She crieth in the chief place of concourse, and openings of the gates in the city. She opened the words, saying, right? Who's that wisdom crying without, man? You know, in the chief place of concourse, right? That's us, man. Right? The elders of apostles, elders and apostles of great millstone, on down to the brothers, right? The prophets, you know, all across the four corners, you know, pushing this word, you know, bringing this truth out, man. You know, going to the name, going into, you know, the prophecies, news, current events, you know, so on and so forth, man. Right? Breaking down this truth, man. Right? Let's get into this one's book of Isaiah 58. I spelled that wrong. But sorry, it's kind of auto correct in a second. Isaiah 58 and 1. Cry loud, spare not. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet. Show my people their transgression, and also Jacob their sin, man. Alright, so you gotta cry loud, man. When you're out there, man, you gotta speak loud. Of course, you know, every brother, you know, to his lot. Some brothers have a louder speaking voice than others. Alright. But the point is that we're not out there, you know, whispering. You know, we're not out there sparing our words. Alright. We're just giving it straight, man. You know what I mean? Giving it straight. Lift their voice like a trumpet, you know. Show my people their transgression. Alright. You know, well, as I said, so that Yahushua the voice of many waters, you know, like I said, you know, we try to emulate that, but every man to his ability, you know what I mean? We just, some brothers speak louder than other brothers. You know, it's something I try to, you know, work on. You know, brothers constantly tell me about that, you know, speak up, you gotta raise up your voice. You know, it's something I'm working on. Alright, so, you know, some brothers have a louder voices than other brothers, you know. Show people their transgression, and house of Jacob their sins, man. Alright, so show my people their transgression. Alright, who's the Lord's people? The house of Jacob. Who's the house of Jacob? Israel. You know, it's all sons of Israel, man. You know, Jacob's name was changed to Israel. It's talking about, you know, his sons. Right? Which are today so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Right? The names that, you know, they were given. Right? But back then, you know, Judah, Simeon, Levi, so on and so forth. We had, you know, documents and we knew who we were, but the Lord discontinued us from our heritage, right, and had us get brought down, put into slavery, you know, for all the sins that we were committing, all kinds of fornication, witchcraft, you know, types of madness going on, man. You know, let's go back. Proverbs 1:22. That's our verse 1 again. She cried in the chief place of concourse and opens the gates. And the city shouted forward, saying, right? That's going to how, you know what I mean? We'll be out there. You know, we're not out in the corners. We're not in alleyways and secret places. We're in the chief places of concourse, the openings of the gates. You know, the openings of the gates back then were places of business. You know, places of business because, you know, the openings of those gates were where people were coming in and leaving. Right, so those were places of, you know, great business. Right, nowadays it would just be your major areas, you know, your main areas, places where there's a lot of different types of people coming down. Right, and you know what I mean, like places where you're not just gonna get just this other kingdom or just another kingdom. right? But places where you're gonna get the northern kingdom, the southern kingdom, Israelite foreigners amongst the different nations, and then also, heathen, right? Because we also gotta tell these heathen all the destruction, man. Right? Hey, you're gonna go into slavery, man. Right? For sins you've committed. Well, not for sins, but for the the evils you've done, against the Lord's chosen people. Because the law wasn't made for them anyway. So I mean, they don't sin. They're just fucking wicked, and they've done some really evil stuff to our people, man. These heathen, all right? They plot against us. They talk shit about us. They humiliate us, right? So on and so forth, man. They had they feed our people poison, shitty foods and things like that, and they treat our people like garbage, man. Right? These heathen, right? Especially starting with this, these so-called white men, man, the Edomites. It's a top enemy. So saying, how long you sin once will you love simplicity and scorn his light and scorning and fools hate knowledge. Yeah, man, that's what we call it to do, man. Make sure our people to discussion, so we're telling them, hey, you're going off. You gotta turn back, right? Because that's what we all were doing. In the world, we're going off. You know what I mean? And now, however the Lord has set up for you through your spirit to find out about this truth. Whether it be YouTube or, maybe, brother knew you or something, brother told you or something. Who knows, right? However, the Lord brought you into this truth, right? Or whether you happen to see the elders and apostles in person or see brothers in person, you're walking by or something. Whatever the case is, man, the Lord, open your eyes up to this thing, right? And then now that shit that was going off in the world, right? And then even on your truth, if you go off and make mistakes, you turn back to the Lord for that forgiveness, man. And you pray. If you must fast, and fast, but so on and so forth, man. How long's yeah. How long you simple ones will you let simplicity score to light and scorning fools acknowledge. Turn your merit proof, pull the promise be unto you. I'll make known my words unto you. Alright? That's if they would turn. Alright, but Isaiah 6, 9, 10, man. People, what I mean? There's an angel blocking them, blocking their minds from understanding this truth. That's why, when they see us out there, they scoff, they laugh, they make jokes. They can't get it, or they just can't get it. I mean, which they all can't get it, but the reactions are, different. Some just like straight up buck up, man. They're just like, man, oh yeah, I hear you, but XYZ. I'm like, who are you to tell? Like, how are you gonna? You get the truth is being poured out to you, being given to you, and you're just talking about some other stuff. Like, what kind of argument? Like, you're trying to almost find a counter argument. Like, what are you trying to counter? There's nothing to counter. The truth is the truth, and you just accept the truth, man. I mean, that's just that people having their minds blocked. So it's nothing to get emotional over. Don't get emotional over that. It's just what it is. It's 2/3, So just after the first and second admonition, reject. We have, we got to keep moving on, because I've called and you refuse. I've stretched out my hand and no man regarded. All right. Yeah. How did the Lord call? All right. The Lord called by his men, his prophets. All right. Send us out week in and week out. We still out here, man, pushing this truth. All right. Brothers dealing with all kinds of infirmities, tired, beat up from work, all kinds of shit going on, man. We still be going out to push this truth, man. We work too. Some of us have to work multiple jobs. Very, very exhausting, man. But we still come out week in, week out, man. You know what I mean? I people, they refuse. I stretch out my hand and I'm not regarded. Being said not on my counsel and none of my reproof, man. So they don't want to take heed to counsel. They don't want to take heed to reproof, or which means correction. Right? Let's tell them like, yeah, stop eating that shrimp, crab, and lobster, man. You gotta keep the laws to the best of your ability, man. You gotta, turn back. Right? Turn back from this world, man. Change your change what you're doing, man. I'll also laugh for your calamity. I'll also laugh for your calamity. I'll mock when your fear cometh. Right? The Lord's gonna laugh through his men, man. Alright? The one will be at that number. The luck, they're gonna look down and laugh, man. Alright? The destruction of you people, man. What the hell with y'all, man? Right? I mean, it'll also be like a fearful thing. Like, oh shit. Like, this is wild stuff, man. But at the same time, it's gonna be like, yo, like, look at that. Look, that was him right there. He's dead now. You know what I mean? He's burning up. Right? So yeah, when the destruction comes, there's gonna be nothing you can do, man. Alright, because Lord's man came out week in, week out. And you people took it as a damn joke, man. And when that family of the word comes, you people are gonna realize your mistakes. Start looking for the men of the Lord. You're not gonna be able to find them. Alright, so I'm gonna let that be that. Don't get edified and I say shalom.